There is a specific kind of tired that has absolutely nothing to do with your physical body. You close your eyes at the end of a long night. You wait for the relief to finally arrive. But instead of rest, you find a chaotic storm of thoughts rushing through your mind. And when you finally wake up the next morning, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest. You force yourself to push through the heavy hours of the day. You drink the coffee. You demand yourself to be highly productive. But inside, you feel like you are driving a massive vehicle with the emergency brake pulled completely tight. This is not normal exhaustion. You are a creator. You have massive ambitions that demand your absolute best energy. Yet you feel utterly drained before the daily battle even begins. Society tells you that you just need more sleep, and they say you are simply working too hard and need a break. But you know deep down, that is a lie. You have tried sleeping for 8 solid hours, and you still wake up feeling like you fought a terrifying war in the dark. I need you to listen to me carefully right now, because this is the most important truth you will hear today. Your exhaustion is not a sign of physical weakness. It is not a lack of motivation. You do not have a discipline problem. You have a severe programming problem. Deep within the architecture of your subconscious mind, there is an outdated script running on an endless loop. This script operates quietly in the shadows. It sabotages every conscious step you take toward wealth and peace. You read the books. You put in the hard hours while the world remains asleep, and yet the breakthrough never arrives. Every empire you try to build feels incredibly fragile. It feels like it could collapse under the weight of your unseen fears. Why does this constantly happen? It happens because you fundamentally misunderstand the ultimate purpose of sleep. You think that when you close your eyes, your brain shuts off. You believe that sleep is merely a period of passive rest. That is exactly what the drifter believes. But the sovereign commander knows the terrifying truth. Your brain never actually turns off. Your subconscious is a tireless contractor. It works relentlessly for 7 hours every single night. And the specific emotions you feel right before sleep are the blueprints you hand to this contractor. Think about your final moments before rest. What was the last thought you fell asleep with last night? Was it worry? Was it deep frustration over a delayed victory? Was it heavy anxiety about tomorrow? If you go to sleep in a state of fear, your mind spends the next 7 hours building a reality of scarcity. You are literally programming your own failure while you rest. The invisible contractor takes your anxiety and multiplies it. It builds thick neural pathways of doubt. It constructs massive walls of hesitation. This is exactly why you always wake up exhausted. Your physical body was resting peacefully in bed, but your mental architecture was working overtime to build a future you do not even want. You have forced your mind to labor in the dark. No amount of physical rest can fix a mind that is at war with itself. The masses spend their entire lives caught in this destructive cycle. They accept the exhaustion as a normal part of getting older. They surrender their ultimate power to the chaotic drift. But you are not part of the masses. You are the architect of your own destiny. You are meant to command your reality. To do that, you must clearly recognize the enemy. The true enemy is the uncontrolled noise invading your sanctuary. When you let the world dictate your final thoughts of the day, you surrender your greatest power. You hand the keys of your kingdom to the chaotic drift, and the drift will always guide you toward ruin. You must understand that every thought has a specific energetic weight. Every worry you carry into sleep acts as a heavy anchor dragging you down. You cannot rise to the frequency of wealth if you are anchored to the vibration of fear. It is a strict mathematical impossibility. The universe works by absolute law. It responds exactly to the precise frequency you broadcast during those quiet hours. You make steady progress while the sun shines, and you tear it all down while the moon rises. Stop blaming yourself for this painful cycle. You were never taught how to operate the machinery of your own mind. Society taught you how to labor, but it never taught you how to become the mental gatekeeper of your own subconscious realm. That ignorance is exactly what keeps the average masses poor. The elite 1% understands this mechanism perfectly. They know that the final battle is won in the unseen hours. They do not leave their nighttime programming to random chance. They give their subconscious mind perfectly clear instructions. They command it to search for brilliant solutions. They instruct it to automatically attract endless wealth. You must begin to view your sleep as a sacred laboratory. When you finally take control of this laboratory, everything changes. The deep exhaustion will vanish. You will wake up feeling a strange and powerful sense of total certainty. But this grand result requires a complete identity shift. The drifter falls asleep by accident while watching a glowing screen. The creator enters sleep on absolute purpose. You must decide right now which one you are. Are you willing to continue handing your precious blueprints over to fear? Or are you ready to fire the old contractor and take control? Tonight will be the vital turning point of your existence. We are going to locate the exact line of code that is causing your endless fatigue, and we are going to rip it out by the roots forever. You will replace it with a brand new directive, a directive that forces your subconscious to work endlessly for your prosperity. This is about engineering a better tomorrow. By the end of this lesson, you will understand exactly how the hidden mechanism works. You will realize why the greatest minds in history revered the quiet state of sleep. You will possess the exact timeless protocol to protect your energy. The long era of your invisible exhaustion officially ends today. Let us begin with the absolute foundation. The universe works by strict law and not by random chance. You must understand the basic rules of the game before you can win. Your mind operates under universal principles that never change, and one of the most powerful laws is the continuous operation of your subconscious mind. It never stops working. This is where modern neuroscience meets ancient wisdom. Your brain does not shut down when you fall asleep. It merely changes its operational frequency. While your conscious mind rests, your subconscious mind goes into absolute overdrive. It is a tireless contractor that works quietly in the dark. And it builds exactly what you instruct it to build. The problem is not the soil, but rather the seed you plant. Every thought is a seed, and your reality is the harvest. The final moments before you sleep are the vital planting season. What are you planting right now? The masses plant seeds of heavy doubt because they fall asleep while consuming toxic news and end their day in total mental chaos. This is the tragic habit of the drifter. The drifter lets the external world dictate his internal state. He brings his heavy financial worries directly to bed. He replays every small failure from the long day. And his subconscious mind accepts these terrible thoughts as absolute commands. It spends the night building a reality that matches his anxiety. Your subconscious mind does not possess the ability to judge. It does not know the difference between a real physical threat and an imagined fear. It only executes the exact blueprints you provide. If you hand it a blueprint of failure, it will construct massive limitations. It will make you wake up feeling completely trapped in your own life. But the Creator operates on an entirely different level. The Creator refuses to be a victim of random, chaotic thoughts. He steps up as the sovereign commander of his own mental fortress. He knows that wealth is not chased, but it is entirely magnetized. And he uses the power of sleep to turn his mind into a massive living magnet. You must stop leaving your nighttime programming to blind chance. You must actively design the precise instructions you give to your mind. Drifting is the ultimate enemy of human progress. A wrong decision is always better than no decision at all, because when you fail to decide, the chaotic world will quickly decide for you. You must take control tonight. Think of your mind as a highly complex computer system. The last thoughts of your day are the code you run for the night. If that code is full of deep worry, your system will eventually crash. You cannot outwill a misprogrammed mind no matter how hard you push. You must recode it from the inside out to see any real change. The architect of destiny understands the extreme value of silence. He guards the final 30 minutes of his day with intense aggression. He removes all distractions and cuts off the endless digital noise. He refuses to let the problems of the world pollute his sacred mental space. While the drifter consumes trash, the Creator formulates absolute power. You have probably spent years wondering why success feels so impossibly hard. You work hard, but the results always seem to slip through your tired fingers. It feels like an invisible wall is constantly blocking your path forward. That wall was built by your own subconscious mind while you were peacefully sleeping. You handed it the wrong blueprints. Now let me make this very plain. You have the power to tear that heavy wall down. You simply need to change the final broadcast of your day. When you go to sleep feeling wealthy, your mind builds permanent pathways to wealth. It searches for hidden opportunities while your physical body rests in bed, and it presents you with brilliant ideas tomorrow. This is not some mystical philosophy or a cheap magic trick. This is the precise biological mechanism of human achievement. You are a mental gatekeeper, and you have left the iron gate wide open. You have allowed intense fear to wander freely into your temple. It is time to aggressively throw it out and secure your mental borders forever. When you finally master this law, your entire reality will violently shift. You will stop waking up with a heavy chest and a deeply clouded mind. You will open your eyes with a burning sense of clear purpose. The exhaustion will vanish because your mind is no longer fighting itself. You will become an unstoppable force in the waking world. Every great empire was first built in the dark hours of sleep. The conscious mind only does the heavy lifting during the bright day. But the subconscious mind actually solves the most complex problems in the absolute dark. It connects the hidden dots that you cannot see while you are awake. But it requires a definite chief aim to do this work. Do you have a definite purpose before you close your tired eyes? Or do you just wish for a better tomorrow while expecting the absolute worst? Wishing is the language of the weak. The elite 1% do not wish for massive success because they demand it. They command their reality by giving strict orders to their subconscious mind every night. You are no longer a victim of your own chaotic thoughts. You now know exactly why the drifter fails and the creator always wins. The drifter ignores the law while the creator leverages it for massive gain. This simple shift separates the average masses from the true masters of fate. It is the dividing line between struggle and total victory. You must treat the daily transition into sleep as a highly sacred event. It is not an escape from your daily problems and massive burdens. It is the exact moment you commission the universe to work on your behalf. But do not just take my word for this profound psychological truth. History leaves massive clues for those who are willing to study them. We will now examine how the greatest titans of history used this exact law. They did not achieve greatness by working longer hours than everyone else in the room. They unlocked a hidden mechanism in their brain that most men never find. Let us look to the great men who shaped the modern world. You will see the undeniable proof of this mental architecture. The greatest minds in human history did not rely on blind effort. They did not work themselves into the ground. They understood the hidden power of the sleeping brain, and they deliberately used the silent hours of the night to unlock the massive vault of infinite intelligence. They treated sleep as a powerful tool rather than a biological weakness. Let us look to the example of Thomas Edison. He was one of the most prolific inventors the world has ever known. But his true genius did not come from endless daytime labor. It came from a very specific mental protocol. Edison knew that his conscious mind was limited by logic, but his subconscious mind had absolute access to universal solutions. He famously took daily naps while holding brass balls in his hands. He would let his mind drift slowly toward the heavy edge of sleep, and right as his muscles relaxed, the heavy balls would drop to the floor. The loud noise would instantly wake him up. He would immediately write down the brilliant ideas that had just surfaced. Edison was actively harvesting the deep power of the twilight state. He did not wait for a sudden flash of random inspiration. He demanded it from his own mental architecture. The drifter waits desperately for a good idea to arrive. The sovereign commander actively hunts for it in the quiet shadows of the mind. You must learn this exact skill. Nikola Tesla operated on this exact same universal law. He was a man who literally built the future of human electricity. Tesla rarely relied on physical trial and error in a standard laboratory. He visualized his complex machines entirely within his own mind. He would enter a state of deep mental relaxation before sleep. In that quiet state, he would run his machines mentally. He could see exactly where a specific part would fail. He could feel the heavy vibration of the metal. He programmed his subconscious to test the invention while his physical body rested. And his mind gave him the perfect mathematical answers. This is the absolute power of directed thought. This is not some ancient myth or a strange historical accident. Modern neuroscience has completely validated the methods of these great men. There is a specific biological mechanism happening inside your head every single night. And once you understand this precise scientific process, you will never look at sleep the same way again. During your waking hours, your brain operates in the beta frequency. The beta state is chaotic and highly reactive. It is the frequency of survival and intense daily stress. When you are in beta, your conscious mind stands like a heavy guard at the door. It completely rejects any new idea that challenges your current limited reality. But as you lie down in bed, your brain waves begin to deeply slow down. You cross over from the chaotic beta state into the calm alpha frequency, and then you enter the most critical window of your entire day. You sink into the theta brainwave state. This is the magical realm of hypnagogia. It is the bridge between waking and sleeping. The theta state is highly programmable. In this state, the heavy conscious guard finally steps away from the door. The massive vault of your subconscious mind is left completely wide open. Whatever you think about in this exact moment bypasses all logic. It goes straight into the deep operating system of your physical brain. This is exactly why your evening routine is destroying your life. If you watch toxic news in the theta state, you are programming fear. If you obsess over your massive debts, you are literally ordering more poverty. The drifter poisons his own mind right when the vault is fully open. You must stop doing this to yourself immediately. Your brain contains a massive filter called the reticular activating system. We call it the RAS for short. The RAS decides what information gets noticed and what gets ignored. It acts as a strict gatekeeper for your conscious awareness, and it takes its ultimate orders from the exact thoughts you hold before you sleep. If you fall asleep feeling like a true master of fate, your RAS goes to work. It spends the night tuning your biological radar to the exact frequency of abundance. When you wake up the next morning, you will suddenly notice massive opportunities. You will clearly see the money that was previously hidden from your tired eyes. But if you fall asleep feeling like a broken victim, your brain obeys that command. It programs your RAS to constantly look for absolute proof of your failure. You will wake up and only see heavy obstacles. You will miss the brilliant opportunities right in front of you because your mind was specifically ordered to ignore them. This is science, and it is undeniable biological law. You are heavily programming your own reality through the mechanism of your brainwaves. The elite 1% use the theta state to build massive generational wealth. The average masses use it to reinforce their own endless misery. You can no longer pretend that you do not know the truth. Many men spend their entire lives attempting to force success through pure physical labor. They grind endlessly during the day while completely ignoring the mental architecture of the night. But you cannot simply outwork a brain that is actively working against you. When you align your subconscious frequency with your conscious goals, the heavy struggle finally disappears. You now possess the exact knowledge of the ancient titans and modern science. You understand the profound power of the theta state and the hypnagogic window. But mere knowledge is never enough to change a human life. You must turn this brilliant theory into a disciplined daily practice. You must become the sovereign commander of your final waking moments. The drifter understands the science but simply goes back to his old chaotic habits. The Creator takes this hidden law and builds an unbreakable evening ritual. It is time to learn exactly how to execute this powerful mechanism tonight. Knowledge without application is completely useless. You now understand the profound science of your own mind. But the universe does not reward basic understanding. It only rewards strict and absolute execution. It is time to step into your power as the architect of destiny. We will now establish your sacred nighttime protocol. This is the exact ritual that separates the drifter from the Creator. You must follow these instructions with absolute discipline. Do not alter them, and do not skip a single step. The final 30 minutes before you sleep are the most critical moments of your life. This is when you step into the role of the ultimate mental gatekeeper. Step 1 is the absolute disconnection from the chaotic world. You must violently cut off all external noise, turn off the bright screens, and silence the endless digital notifications. The masses fall asleep with their eyes glued to toxic news. They invite massive panic directly into their quiet temples. You will never do this again. You are preparing to enter the sacred theta state. Your mind needs deep silence to lower its heavy frequency. Sit in absolute quiet for 5 slow minutes. Do not try to force any specific thoughts yet. Just let the heavy dust of the waking day slowly settle. You are actively cleaning your mental house before the real work begins. Step 2 is the conscious release of the heavy daily drift. You survived the long day, but you probably accumulated heavy mental baggage, the anger from a bad conversation or the fear of a massive bill. You must completely drop this luggage right now. You cannot carry the dark energy of failure into the sacred realm of sleep. Say this aloud in your quiet room. Say it with absolute power. I leave the burdens of today in the past because they no longer serve my grand empire. You must feel the heavy weight physically lifting off your tired shoulders. Let the chaotic world keep its own painful drama. You are a sovereign commander, and your energy is intensely precious. Now you move to step 3, which is the physical descent. Lay your heavy body down into the quiet bed. Close your eyes and focus strictly on your slow breathing. You will begin to feel a strange and peaceful heaviness spreading through your tired limbs. This is the exact moment your brain waves drop from beta into the calm alpha state. Do not fight the heavy feeling of sleep. Welcome the darkness because it is your greatest creative tool. As your physical body becomes completely paralyzed, your mind begins to fully awaken. You are now crossing the quiet bridge into the hypnagogic state. The massive iron vault of your subconscious mind is swinging wide open for you. Step 4 is the direct installation of your definite chief aim. The vault is open and the tireless contractor is waiting for your strict orders. You must not give it a vague wish. Do not ask for general happiness or a little bit of money. You must give it a precise and massive target. State your ultimate goal clearly in your mind right now. See the exact result you want as if it is already completed. If you want massive wealth, you must feel the heavy coins in your hands. You must feel the profound peace of having zero financial debt. Emotion is the universal language of the deep subconscious. A flat thought will be totally ignored, but a highly emotional command will be accepted. You must actually feel the intense relief of absolute victory. Hold that single powerful image in your mind while the heavy sleep pulls you down. Do not let any small doubts creep into the beautiful picture. If a fearful thought appears, you must instantly strike it down. You are the sole architect here, and you control the entire narrative. The drifter will try this once and quickly give up. The Creator treats this exact ritual as an unbreakable religious vow. You must repeat your definite command every single night without fail. Repetition is the only way to deeply carve the new code into your neural pathways. You are literally rewiring the physical architecture of your own brain. Step 5 is the final surrender to the universal mechanism. You have planted the powerful seed in the fertile dark soil. You have given the absolute command to the tireless night contractor. Now you must completely step out of the way. Do not force yourself to stay awake to figure out the complex logical steps. Let the system do its job. Fall into the deep sleep with the absolute certainty of a king. You know that massive forces are now working on your behalf. The reticular activating system is currently scanning the universe for your precise answers. Your mind is actively magnetizing the massive wealth you demanded. You are completely safe and you are incredibly powerful. When you execute this protocol tonight, your entire reality begins to shift. Tomorrow morning will be drastically different than today. You will not wake up feeling heavy and utterly defeated by the world. You will open your clear eyes with the violent energy of a conqueror. You will feel a strange and undeniable pull toward your great destiny. Because while you rested peacefully, your mind built a brand new world. This protocol requires zero money and absolutely zero physical labor. It only requires the strict mental discipline of a true sovereign commander. You now hold the master key to the invisible kingdom. The exact tool used by the 1% is sitting right inside your own head. You have a massive choice to make tonight. The knowledge you now possess demands an immediate decision. You can no longer pretend that your exhaustion is an accident. You know exactly how the subconscious architecture operates in the dark, and because you know the powerful truth, you are completely out of excuses. The drifter will listen to this profound truth and do absolutely nothing. He will nod his heavy head and then return to his comfortable misery. He will lay in bed tonight and let his mind wander back into the dark chaos, and he will wake up tomorrow feeling completely crushed by the heavy world. But you are not a drifter. You must ruthlessly kill the habit of nighttime anxiety right now. You cannot allow toxic fear to dictate your eternal destiny any longer. Every time you worry in the dark, you are actively betraying your own future because you are handing the keys of your sacred empire over to a chaotic thief. You must forcefully take the keys back. Are you going to let a misprogrammed mind destroy your massive potential, or are you going to rise up and become the sovereign commander of your new reality? This is the ultimate boundary line between the weak masses and the powerful creator. The victim complains about his heavy chains while the master simply breaks them without hesitation. You must say to yourself that the endless struggle ends tonight. No more small thinking and no more playing the helpless victim to your circumstances. No more letting heavy panic write the dark script of your life, because that pathetic chapter is officially over and a brand new chapter begins with a firm decision. You must claim your mental throne. Your mind is an incredibly sacred temple, and it belongs strictly to you. You must not let the chaotic noise of society pollute your beautiful holy sanctuary. When you lie down tonight, you must act with absolute cold calmness. You must look directly at your deep fears and tell them their long reign is completely finished. You are the true architect of destiny now. You are one firm decision away from massive, unstoppable momentum. You are one single mental shift away from an entirely new existence. But that massive shift will never happen unless you force it to happen, because the universe does not respond to weak desires or passive intentions. It only bows to the absolute certainty of a highly disciplined mind. The time for aimless wandering is officially over. You have heard the timeless law, and you understand the immense power of your own sleep. Tonight, as you close your heavy eyes, you must make the ultimate choice. Will you return to the loud chaos of the massive crowds, or will you step quietly into the immense power of the elite 1%? If you are truly ready to command your frequency, you must seal your massive decision. A profound internal shift requires a physical action to anchor it into reality, and you must prove to your subconscious that you are absolutely serious about this transformation. Do not just let these profound words fade into the noisy background of tomorrow. Write your definite purpose in the comments below this exact video recording. State your ultimate goal clearly and declare your new identity to the entire world. Let those typed words be the permanent contract you sign with the infinite universe, because when you write it down, you are commanding the physical realm to obey your frequency. These will not be just empty words typed on a glowing glass screen, but this is your sacred vow and your unshakable commitment to absolute total mastery. The drifter hides in the shadows while the Creator publicly claims his magnificent throne. Leave the most important line of your life in the comments below to seal your heavy vow. I will read your exact commands. This profound knowledge requires massive repetition to build a brand new internal world. The subconscious mind learns through strict and endless daily repetition, and it will not permanently change if you only hear this powerful lesson one single time. Therefore, I strictly command you to listen to this exact recording every single night before you sleep. Play this session as you lay in the dark and let it guide your brainwaves. and let these specific words become the only dominant voice you tolerate inside your holy temple. Make this daily ritual your most protected and incredibly sacred tradition. Subscribe to this channel if you belong to the elite tribe that refuses to live an average life. Share this profound message with the person who is building an empire right alongside you. The path of the true creator can be incredibly lonely, but you are surrounded by a massive invisible force. You are now a magnetic force that automatically attracts endless wealth and absolute peace, and the old heavy exhaustion is completely gone from your life forever. Never again let a toxic, negative thought decide the brilliant future of your entire family. Your powerful mind is the absolute ultimate gateway to everything you deeply desire, and your disciplined thoughts are the heavy keys while your magnificent destiny is waiting. You did not find this profound message by a random chaotic accident of fate. You were specifically guided here. Stand up tall inside your own mind and absolutely demand your rightful kingdom. Sleep tonight with the heavy confidence of an unstoppable conqueror. Your brand new life officially begins in this exact quiet moment, because when you command your mind, the entire world will have no choice but to step completely aside. Decide exactly who you are and build your massive empire in the dark. You are the true master of your fate and the brilliant captain of your soul. Do not let another precious night slip away into the hands of invisible fear, but instead take absolute dominion over your nighttime routine and watch your waking life completely transform. The universe is waiting for your strict orders tonight. Give the massive command. Your mind is fully equipped and your spirit is finally awake. The chaotic drifter is dead and the sovereign commander has taken total control. Go to sleep tonight knowing that massive universal forces are building your exact desires, and rest deeply because your mental architecture is secure. The ultimate victory is already yours.